Hi, dear viewers, in this video we are going to learn all tenses, active and passive voice in one video.
Present indefinite tense is also known as simple present tense. It denotes a stative, habitual, eternally true action. It is used to indicate an action which happens always, regularly, every day, daily. Normally method, active voice, subject plus verb first form, s or s. If the subject is he, she, it or third person singular sentence, he writes a letter. Method passive voice, object plus, is, am, are, plus verb third form, past participle, plus by plus subject active voice, he writes a letter. Passive voice, a letter is written by him.
Positive sentences of present indefinite tense: I write a letter. We write a letter. You write a letter. They write a letter. Jacob and Harry write a letter. He writes a letter. She writes a letter. Diana writes a letter. Negative sentences of present indefinite tense: I do not write a letter. We do not write a letter. You do not write a letter. They do not write a letter. Jacob and Harry do not write a letter. He does not write a letter. She does not write a letter. Diana does not write a letter. Interrogative sentences of present indefinite tense: Do I write a letter? Do we write a letter? Do you write a letter? Do they write a letter? Do Jacob and Harry write a letter? Does he write a letter? Does she write a letter? Does Diana write a letter?
Past indefinite tense is also known as simple past tense. It is used to indicate a work completed, finished, happened at a specific point in time in the past. Method, active voice, subject plus verb second form plus object sentence equals he wrote a letter. Method, passive voice, object plus was, were plus verb third form past participle, plus by plus subject active voice, he wrote a letter. Passive voice, a letter was written by him.
Positive sentences of past indefinite tense: I wrote a letter. We wrote a letter. You wrote a letter. They wrote a letter. Jacob and Harry wrote a letter. He wrote a letter. She wrote a letter. Diana wrote a letter. Negative sentences of past indefinite tense: I did not write a letter. We did not write a letter. You did not write a letter. They did not write a letter. Jacob and Harry did not write a letter. He did not write a letter. She did not write a letter. Diana did not write a letter. Interrogative sentences of past indefinite tense: Did I write a letter? Did we write a letter? Did you write a letter? Did they write a letter? Did Jacob and Harry write a letter? Did he write a letter? Did she write a letter? Did Diana write a letter?
Future indefinite tense. It indicates an action has not happened yet and will take place at some point in the future. Method, active voice, subject plus will, shall plus verb first form plus object sentence equals he will write a letter. Method, passive voice, object plus will, shall plus be plus verb third form, past participle, plus by plus subject active voice, he will write a letter. Passive voice, a letter will be written by him. A letter will not be written by him. Will a letter be written by him?
Present continuous tense. It is also called the present progressive. It is used for actions happening now or for an action that is unfinished. Method active voice subject plus is, am, are plus verb first form plus ing plus object sentence equals he is writing a letter. Method passive voice object plus is, am, are plus being plus verb third form past participle plus by plus subject active voice he is writing a letter. Passive voice a letter is being written by him. A letter is not being written by him. Is a letter being written by him? Past continuous tense. It represents an ongoing action of the past. It is used to describe actions that began in the past and often continued for a short period of time after the action started. Method active voice subject plus was, were plus verb first form plus ing plus object sentence he was writing a letter. Method passive voice object plus was, were plus being plus third form past participle plus by plus subject active voice he was writing a letter. Passive voice a letter was being written by him. A letter was not being written by him. Was a letter being written by him?
Future continuous tense. It indicates that something will occur in the future and continue for an expected length of time. Method active voice subject plus will, shall plus be plus verb first form plus ing plus object sentence he will be writing a letter. He will not be writing a letter. Will he be writing a letter?
Present perfect tense represents the work which has been done but the effect of which still exists. Method active voice subject plus has, have plus verb third form past participle plus object sentence he has written a letter. Method passive voice object plus has, have plus been plus verb third form past participle plus by plus subject active voice, he has written a letter. He has not written a letter. Has he written a letter? Passive voice. A letter has been written by him. A letter has not been written by him. Has a letter been written by him? Past perfect tense represents two works which were occurred in the past. The second or later action follows past indefinite tense. Method active voice subject plus had plus verb third form past participle plus object sentence. I had written a letter before he came. Method passive voice object plus had plus been plus verb third form past participle plus by plus subject active voice. He had written a letter. He had not written a letter. Had he written a letter? Passive voice. A letter had been written by him. A letter had not been written by him. Had a letter been written by him?
Future perfect tense. It refers to a completed action in the future. Method active voice subject plus will, shall plus have plus verb third form past participle plus object he will have written a letter. Passive voice. Object plus will, shall plus have plus been plus verb third form past participle plus by plus subject a letter will have been written by him. A letter will not have been written by him. Will a letter have been written by him? Present perfect continuous. It represents the work which started in the past and is still running. It is also called present perfect progressive. It is used to show that an action started in the past and has continued up to the present moment. The present perfect continuous usually emphasizes duration, or the amount of time that an action has been taking place. Method. Subject plus, has, have plus been plus verb first form plus ing plus object he has been writing a letter for an hour. Use of since and for since point of time morning, evening, 1982. For period of time 10 hours, 10 years, 2 weeks. Past perfect continuous tense. It is also called past perfect progressive. It is used to show that an action started in the past and continued up to another point in the past. Method. Subject plus, had plus been plus verb first form plus ing plus object he had been writing a letter for an hour. Use of since, point of time, morning, evening, 1982. Use of for, 10 years, 10 hours, 2 weeks. Future perfect continuous tense. The action will have begun sometime in the past, present, or in the future, and is expected to continue in the future. Method. Subject plus will, shall plus have plus been plus verb first form plus ing plus object he will have been writing a letter for an hour. Use of since, point of time, morning, evening, 1982. Use of for, 10 years, 10 hours, 2 weeks.
Imperative sentence. It is used to convey a command, a request, or a forbiddance. This type of sentence always takes the second person, you, for the subject, but most of the time the subject remains hidden. Method. First form of verb plus object open the door passive voice, let plus object plus be plus third form of verb past participle, let the door be opened. Thanks for watching your YouTube channel Learn English with Manzoor. Take care your parents, friends, relatives. Goodbye.